can you give a guide of the cost implications for this treatment?
Yes. On average, and there'll be some variations here and there, on average per month, we're looking at, and let me quickly say this too, if the child is less than 6 months, is going to be looking at about $500 a month. The child is above 6 months, I'm sorry, I meant 6 years. So it's about $500 a month. Above that, it increases. Of course, if it's above 10 and all that, the dose and the amount just have to increase, and you might have to bring in some other things. So it's above, if it's less than 6 years, 6 years and below is about $500. Above that can go up to about $1,000 a month or more. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. I always try to, when people say, "Oh, that's too much." In the US here, a doctor who treats autism, just for consultation, they charge $500. And then the testings, of course, they will not let you go anywhere without doing a test, because, of course, doctors, they have to watch their backs. They have to make sure that they do everything according to, so they will not treat you without a test. And that's cost, that goes into the hundreds as well. Mm-hmm. And the medications, again, go into the hundreds as well. So it is a fraction, really, if you come to think about it. And if you think about it long term, if you don't start your child as soon as possible, the compounding effects of their costs can be astronomical. Because you have to think about having a shadow, a teacher to help out to watch your child. You have to carry your child, and you have to pay for other tests, get the special diets. The other things increase. But if you deal with this effectively now, if you commit to 6 months, you will find that you will save yourself a lot of money and a world of hurt.
You know, that was that was even the point I was trying to get at, to say, I mean, all the therapies we're paying for, we're paying an arm and a leg. And if the child can actually calm down to a certain level, there's a certain percentage of therapies they don't need. If your child doesn't need 20 hours or 40 hours of ABA a week because he's more calm, he's calmer, why give it to him? So why not use that money and start getting him into maybe thinking of mainstream school or some sports activities, instead of, because we're paying so much just to calm him down. And even that was when his doctor said, I think you need to put him under medication during the pandemic, because he got very anxious, even though it was against my will, but I knew better than to resist, because he was really, really aggressive. So for me, most of the time, even the therapies or sometimes the medication, with all due respect to psychiatrists, I mean, they're doing with all good intention, but it's mostly a Band-Aid. For me, it's just a Band-Aid. Even the therapies don't really work unless the child is sometimes on medication. And that's also just temporary. Like even when he resumed school, one of his teachers said, I hope he's still on medication. I said, well, is it the medication that's working now or the therapies? How would I know your therapies are working? So I can just imagine if I could just take a calm child to school and he's just going to get the best use of the money we're spending there. So yeah, I mean, the sooner we start, the better we can cut down on expenses. Mm-hmm. And this is the main thing parents are always crying about. It's too expensive. The therapies are so. What if we don't have to put in all those therapies, And we really don't have to. If we could get it more grounded. Yeah.
I've had parents they take the child for music lessons because it can help with all the autism, or horse riding, swimming lessons, and all those things because it can help with autism. But when it comes to doing this, after it's too much money, and I'm like, you know what? You can skip a few piano lessons for the sake of doing this. Let's focus. Because here's the thing: all these other tests, all these other therapies that the people are doing. And I'm speaking from experience now. Those bugs are just there. If you don't take care of the gut, not push out them, get those bugs out. They're just going to sit in there and laugh. I'm saying I'm being a little facetious now, but they just go there. No matter what else you do, and it may help. Of course, it helps to a certain degree, but it's like putting in $100 of work for getting $5 of rewards when you can focus on this main thing, get it out. And you find that therapist will work a lot better. To respond a lot better.
Yeah, it's true.